What's up, everybody? Michael over here at Game Changerz. Welcome to Retro Game Scene. This is our fun show where we talk with cool and interesting people in the local gaming community. And then for the second half, we make them play a video game. Today's guest is Mark Bylund. How's it going, Mark?
Good. Hey, Mike. How are you?
Doing good, man. So for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of meeting Mark, he is a hardcore collector. He has a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? Retro PC emphasis, I would say.
Yeah, that's kind of been a recent thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, we could get into, but I did sell off a huge chunk of my collection around COVID days.
Okay. I'm bummed to hear that, man. I hate when that happens.
Well, you get to a point where when you have thousands and thousands and thousands of games, it's like, I don't know, for me, I get to a point where like, what's the point? So I was able to curate it down to where it felt right.
So you were actually getting pretty out of hand.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, because when I think of a large collection, I think of like 800 games.
Okay, I probably still have that.
Okay, so you still have a large collection.
Right.
So we've been, kind of hanging out for a long time. I think when we first met, was it at Game Changerz or was it at one of Gabe's game nights? I can't remember.
It very well could have been either.
Either or.
Yeah.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah, at least it's got a solid decade, right?
At least. That's how long I've owned Game Changerz, and I'm pretty sure I met you before that.
Oh, yeah, we met before then, for sure.
So, right on, dude. Do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown on, like, how you fit into the community here, kind of what you do retro game-wise,
Sure. So I started collecting, like many of us here from Utah. I served a mission and in the 90s and got home right before the year 2000. As soon as I got home, my little brother's friend, we were talking old games. He had an extra Nintendo with like a dozen games. And he's like, do you want it? I was like, please.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was hooked. And from then till now, my collecting has always has evolved over the years. So, I was in the DIs way before smartphones I would buy the same game, bless my wife, in like 2005 and 6. I owned a house in West Jordan and I had bagfuls of DI games and nothing was organized. And so she was like, what are you doing with all this stuff? And I was like, well, I go to the DI and they're 50 cents. I'm going to buy them. So we were going through and I had 6 Mario Karts for the Super Nintendo and I had 15 Contras and she's like, why do you have so many? And it's because they were $1 or they were 50 cents.
Oh, I would love that so much if that was still a thing.
Right.
Those were the golden era, man. That was the golden years.
So with that, I started selling things on eBay because it was like, yeah, why do I have this? And I found really quick when I started selling stuff on eBay in 2006, I could sell a Mario Kart for $15 and $20. And I'm like, it's only costing me 50 cents. And
so you built a little side hustle out of it?
Side hustle, which I ended up buying more games and but I never ever aspired to have a store like you or Tracy. Like, no way.
Yeah, it's just too much work.
Yeah, it's hard enough doing this side hustle. I can't imagine doing it full time.
I honestly, it is a lot of work running a store, but I feel like a side hustle would be more work. Honestly,
probably true.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how serious you get with it, like how much of your time you're putting into it. I know we're working on scheduling Brian Cragen to come onto the show, and he is like he has this history of being basically king side hustle. I think he started, I can't remember how much he said he started off with, something like $800 or $1,000 or whatever.
Yep.
And he never added anything to his fund aside from, he would buy the games, he would sell the games, and then that's his money for buying games again. And it got to the point where at one point, I think I paid him like $16,000 for one lot that I bought from him, and he still had plenty left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he was the kind of guy that whenever you would find a lot on KSL or any place that, Craigslist or whatever, he's already messaged them before you even come across it because he was trolling it on a constant basis, just looking through it all the time.
Yeah, he was I met him, like everybody, probably through his ad. I think it was like Space Megaforce for the I love shooters. And so Space Megaforce for the Super Nintendo. And I had some Famicom Disk System games, Zelda, which he was way into, which he didn't have at that point. So we're probably talking 2012, 13, 14. So our interactions were kind of then. I don't remember if we made the trade or not. You have to remind me, Brian. He probably remember. I don't remember. But that's how that was the first time I met him. But then in person, it was like during the game nights at Gabe's.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like we would meet one person in the group, through an online trade or whatever, and then just kind of get sucked into this whole community. You know what I mean? Because I think when the Utah Retro Gamers was first starting off, and the community was first starting to build, there was Gabe, there was Kyle Thompson, Brian was definitely a big part of it. You were part of it at that point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Katrina was there.
Jason.
Right from the bat. So yeah, Jason right off the bat. I think both of the Ryans were part of the group, the Strela and Huff, both when we first started off. Lots of people that I still like invite over to my house on a regular, or whenever I can. I don't know if I can really do events on a regular basis at my age, but I try.
You do. And we did 4th of July. I was over there. That was awesome.
Yeah. We're overdue for another poker night though. We got to get everybody over. I'm missing my homies.
Yeah. It's been a minute,
but it's amazing to me, just like the lasting friendships that we've built just based entirely off of buying, selling, trading, collecting video games, geeking out about them, playing them. And, I like to tell people video games have always been a very social thing for me, but like really like the core of my social interactions have almost all been based off of video games.
Yeah, totally. And I've been married a long, long time, and my wife has never been like super into gaming, but I remember I bought her a DS when they were brand new. Not a DS, excuse me, the SP. The coral pink, beautiful SP 101s.
Those are lovely.
Yeah. So we still have that. She used to play Puzzle. Oh my gosh, it was a dual cartridge, Puzzle League and Dr. Mario or something like that.
That sounds right.
Anyway, she loved that. But that's kind of her extent of gaming. But she's always supported me in my shenanigans. So let's just say,
it's an interesting trend I've seen in the groups that like there's a lot of people whose spouse isn't really into gaming. And I don't know how difficult that must be to make that work. I got super lucky, and my partner is like, I would say either the biggest or the second biggest Zelda nerd in Utah. And all of my friends, they're like, yeah, my wife might come to the event just to hang out and talk, but she doesn't do video games. Yeah. And what's that like, man? It's like, you guys just make it work?
Yeah, we just make it work. It's fine. All of my kids are into games. I have 3 boys and a little girl, and my little girl's just got her very own little Switch Lite, so she's kind of tinkering a little bit with them. But my boys are all heavily deep into PC and Xbox gaming, I would say.
Do you think there's kind of like a gender aspect to it? Like gaming is more of a male hobby than a female hobby, or?
I felt like that totally 20, 30 years ago. Yes. But I don't think it was. I just think we were blinded by the advertisements.
I think you may be right on that. I know out of my customer base at my store, I'd say it's probably somewhere in, this is just pulling a number out of my head based off of anecdotes, but I'd say it's about 60% male, 40% female. I feel like if there was a divide, it's definitely been shrinking as the years move on.
For sure. And maybe it was a little higher back when we were kids back in the 80s, 90s, but they talk, watching videos and podcasts like Centipede and Miss Pac-Man, like these games were kind of catered to the females but I didn't know that. But I remember my oldest sister, who was 4 years older than me, loved Ladybug, the arcade game Ladybug.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of funny. But looking back now, I don't know that she would play anything, but she still remembers playing that on our ColecoVision, which was fun.
I think it also it depends on the type of game that you're talking about too, because I feel like games like Tetris were universal for everybody, and anybody and their mom likes Tetris. Wii Sports, brought a lot of grandmas into gaming.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And when you get to games like, like Halo or Call of Duty or Escape from Tarkov, there are women who play it. Not half of the player base, not even close. And I think I don't know if it's something about the gameplay itself that's not as appealing on average to women, or if it's just the toxic player base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's they scare a lot of the female players away when they try it out for the first time.
Interesting. I've never even played that one.
Anything that has voice chat.
Yeah.
I feel like.
You know, it's interesting because voice chat, I mean, playing Halo 2 was my first experience. Everybody was chatting. It was so fun back in those early Xbox Live days. And then as Halo 3 came on, I feel like it started to dwindle. And I don't know, by the 2010s, I felt like nobody talked.
Yeah, you find a lot of people who like you're playing on PC and don't have a microphone, or they're playing on console and they don't want to use the controller microphone, or they're people who are grown up now and they're playing while their kid's asleep and they don't want to wake their kid up. You know what I mean?
True, screaming and hollering.
Oh my gosh, I used to play EVE Online, and there was this group called the Bombers Bar that would get together and we would just do like stealth bomber runs on unsuspecting victims, right? And the leader, we all used TeamSpeak because
so you mean like only you guys could hear each other?
Yeah, and we would use an outside application, and this was before Discord was a thing, but they still use TeamSpeak because it supports like organizing 800 people into different groups or whatever. But I remember there was the leader that he always put out the orders and everything. He was always telling us what to do. He had a British accent, and he always talked in a very quiet whisper because whenever he was playing, his whole family was asleep, and he had a tiny apartment, and if he woke them up, he was off for the night. And so I just remember he always sounded so evil when you're British and whispering. I don't know, something about that combo.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my British friends that. Speaking of which, I am on a podcast called the Retro Asylum.
Oh, yeah, with a bunch of British friends.
So it's a British or UK-based, we'll call it that. It's a UK-based show.
Okay, yeah, because it's Britain, Ireland, Wales, and England. Is that the...
Yeah, so most of the hosts are from the UK, Britain, and one of them is from Denmark, and then you got me from the United States, and that's really weird. It's a weird concept. They started back in like 2011.
I've heard a few episodes and I've seen some ads, but they bill themselves as like the #1 retro gaming podcast in Europe. Is that right?
In the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah, they did, and I say they because it was before my time, but they won like the best podcast in the world at some event in the UK, which was pretty
that's
cool.
Awesome.
But they were early days of. Because most podcasts in 2011, 12, 13, I mean, I look back and I'm like, what did I listen to? Retronauts, American focused. These guys are all focused about European. What's so cool about it, I think, and when I found these guys in 2018, I kind of talked about my collecting has evolved over the years.
Yeah.
Everything early on in the early 2000s was everything I had as a child, stuff I didn't have also, but I was kind of finding, I got a 3DO and I found a Jaguar and all these things that I didn't have, but also like collecting NES and collecting Super Nintendo and all these things. Eventually, around 2009, 10, 11, I was like, I need Japanese things in my life. So I started importing Famicom and Super Famicom. I met Muramasa, our friend.
Oh, yeah,
Matt,
he's awesome.
Met him and before all of us met in the group. So me and him have been friends for quite a while, and he kind of helped me show me how to import things, which was super cool. And
he's been doing that for ages. I think longer than I have by quite a bit. I think when I first met him, I think it was because he was offloading. He would buy lots that had like 2 or 3 things that he liked, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. But it was like an all or nothing lot, and just the 2 or 3 things that he wanted would be a good enough deal for the price for the whole lot that he would buy it, and then whatever else was left, a lot of the times he would come to me and sell it.
So what's cool about him, he did a game swap back in like 2011.
Okay.
So this is the first time like Brian that we talked about earlier, Kyle and a bunch of people that I've never seen since came to his house, and we all got together. We swapped games and looked at things. It was really cool. This is probably 2011.
Okay.
So it was pretty early on, but I'd known him for a year or two at that point, and we'd done some trades and a lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah, that was before I got into the community. I've been collecting retro games ever since I was like this tall.
Sure.
Right. But it wasn't until probably, actually, I don't think it was until I started working at Game Changerz in 2013 that I even realized that that was a thing that like people bonded over. You know, I thought I was just a weirdo. You know what I mean?
We all did. Yeah.
But then like there's this huge community of tons of really cool people who do the exact same thing. So it's kind of amazing that, you know, people were getting together, you know, and that I was completely missing it for years and years.
It's crazy. So my Japanese phase, I would say, faded off around 2018. And the weird thing was I had a daughter born with lots of defects. We were in the and it was a weird thing. I was kind of in a dark time, I'd say, because it was really tough times while she was in the NICU healing and stuff. And so I was sitting there one day and I was like, what haven't I researched, looked around? And I was like, you know, I haven't ever looked at the European scene of gaming.
We've done US and Japanese.
Yeah.
So like,
and so I was looking up podcasts because I was really liking a handful of podcasts in that time. And I found a bunch from Europe, and Retro Asylum was one of them. And the first episode I looked at and I listened to was one on the Commodore 16. You ever heard of that?
no, I know a Commodore 64.
Right. And so it was a computer that looks just like a Commodore 64, but it's black.
Okay.
And it was just an inferior. It didn't have the cool SID chip sound and all this stuff.
Did it come out way before or?
No, I think it was right around the same time.
No way.
Yeah, they had another one called the Plus 4 that was a pretty similar architecture.
Okay.
And that was more of like leaning towards business. Anyway, I listened to this episode. I'm like, I don't know what this is. And it just absolutely hooked me. They talked about this weird thing called Discord. I had no idea what that was. And so I joined Discord for the first time in 2018, and they were doing a game club. Anyway, I got involved with them, just playing with them and online, and got involved. And eventually, around 2021, they asked me to jump in. Or actually, the game we're going to be playing today, they did a thing on some of the listeners of like, what's your favorite game? And the game I'm playing today, I did a little 15-minute interview with them.
Okay.
And then about a year later, they asked me hey, you want to help us host for our game club for this month? And we did an episode on Pocky and Rocky.
Oh, okay.
And that was
Kiki Kai.
Yeah, a little Kiki Kai. And so that was really fun. And then eventually they're just like, I think you need to join and hang out with us. And so that was cool because they're all European focused. And it's just taught me so much about how, I mean, you know, we talk about our video game crash. They didn't have a video game crash.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have the whole Atari disaster up there that we had.
No, I mean, they felt it because I would say that because they didn't get Atari stuff as much, but they were all into microcomputers, the Commodore 64s, the ZX Spectrums, the Amstrad CPC, it's called. And that was their 8-bit computers.
Did they have the Amiga over in the UK or?
Oh, yeah. So the Amiga was, I mean, I never saw one here.
Okay.
But most of the folks from their transition from 8 to 16-bit with the Amiga. And it's been fascinating and they've been very friendly to me, being a bloody Yank, you know what I mean? And letting me join in. And I just have a ball with these guys. And
that's awesome, man.
So yeah, so I'm on a few episodes. I did a Knight Rider episode this year on one of my, I built a Knight Rider car.
And what?
Yeah.
You got pictures of that?
I totally do. I'll have to send you some.
Send me some, yeah.
So you can maybe
put it up.
Throw them up there. Yeah. I built a Knight Rider car in the year 2000. Ironically, it's called the Knight 2000. So
nice.
Oh man, I am a super dork from the beginning. But yeah, I love, so I'd say anybody out there, go give Retro Asylum a listen. It's an interesting podcast.
Yeah, I'll put a link to him in the description. So if you guys want to just click the thing, we'll put it down in there. Yeah. It's okay if I put their logo up?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
For sure. So that's kind of how I evolved. And then from there, it kind of sparked my interest. So 2018, 2019 kind of sparked my interest into, like you alluded to earlier, vintage computing. I loved Windows 95 and DOS. I always had a DOS machine when I was a kid.
Same.
And so I played games like Scorched Earth. Did you ever remember playing Scorched Earth?
I didn't play Scorched Earth. Wasn't that like an RTS or something?
No, it was a tank game like Battle Tanks.
No way.
or like Worms? You ever play Worms?
I loved Worms. Worms. I played the first one. A lot of people know Worms Armageddon on the 64, but
Yeah.
Worms 1 was my jam back in the day. On DOS, like I think some of my favorite games were like I played the hell out of Choplifter. Love Choplifter. I played Mega Race. You ever played Mega Race?
That's it was on the Sega CD.
It eventually, but it was on PC as well. That's
DOS
where
first.
I played it.
Yeah.
So one thing I love about Mega Race is if you got the PC version, on the discs, if you dig enough, you can find an exe file for a completely unfinished jet fighting flying simulator thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the discs.
Weird.
Yeah, and I played that a lot, and it didn't have any like objectives or anything. You're just flying around a city way slower than any jet would ever fly. But it did this thing where it would like red out or white out or black out depending on if you turn too hard and you over G yourself, you wouldn't be able to see anymore.
Oh, so the screen goes black.
Yeah.
Well, that's a neat concept.
Yeah, it was neat for the time and for being a little hidden thing just on the disc.
Weird. Yeah. The retro PC stuff, we call it retro. I mean, just the DOS and the Windows 95 era, and then a lot of people love like the Windows 98 era. And so oh my gosh, I have computers coming out my ears.
So that's the thing is that whenever I think Mark Bylund, I think like old DOS computers or like that Sharp X, what is it, 8600?
68,000.
68,000. I get those numbers mixed up. But like you've got all the weird, cool computers, and that's what I know you for. It's kind of amazing to hear like how recent that was for you.
Yeah. It's like 7, 8 years ago is when I started kind of diving into that. Because again, I get bored, right? I was collecting all the things as a kid, got bored. I need Japanese things. Holy cow, that opened up a world of PC Engine and FM Towns Marty. Of course, I've got one of those, and all the weirdest things I'd never seen.
I got to find me a Marty car. That's what I need.
A car Marty. Yeah, dude, those are so funny.
Yeah, so like the thing is like when I got my PC 98, right? The very first thing that I thought was, crap, how do I get this thing to work? I should probably reach out to Mark.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And because whenever Tracy does the Utah Retro Gaming Expo, you're always there doing the retro computer section of that, and that's the thing that we geek out the most about. I would say between the two of us is the retro computers.
Totally.
I still remember the first time I went to Tracy's Expo as a vendor. And I heard Monkey Island blaring from the other side of the room. I'm like, I love that game so much.
And I had it on the Amiga, which is super cool because most of us didn't have Amigas here. And so it has a little bit different audio, even though it's the same. I love stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and you got one of those amazing like Roland sound synths that they had back in the day that only the rich bastards could afford back then.
Real. And they're still expensive. There's like $300 now, I think, maybe. So they're hard to get. The MT32.
Yeah, that's the one.
I've got that hooked up to my X68000. And dude, if anybody wants to listen, you need to go listen to the Castlevania soundtrack from the X68000 version of the Castlevania with the MT32. Stunning.
And I think you mentioned you had a video of the difference, right?
Yeah.
I'll clip it in here.
sounds different. It's so cool.
I've always wanted one of those because like I said, like they're super hard to get. They're super expensive, and they definitely were back in the day. But everybody tells me that they sound so good. And, all of my video game music was MIDI until, recently. So like even all the way through Final Fantasy VII, I remember I got the PC version of that one, and it came with like a special MIDI synth program that you had to install to get the soundtrack to work right. And the version that I originally had actually had some sample songs on there when you install the Yamaha, whatever the heck synth that came on the disc. There were a couple of songs that I remember listening to over and over and over again. There were just samples built in on the Final Fantasy VII discs. If you dig, once again, I don't know what the deal is. I love digging through file systems to see what's in there.
Like, what's on this?
Sometimes you get like you can get the full CG artwork from the cutscenes and whatnot. If you dig on some games, you get the soundtrack. Sometimes they just got it on there as a WAV file.
Yeah, and then you could listen to it if you had the program to listen to it and pull it and extract it.
So do you have like a favorite old school PC or old school PC game, or like what's that? Yeah. Are they all kind of in the same place in your heart?
I there's a few that really, really are special to me, and it's weird. I've got kind of a shrine now to my to the things that I grew up with. So I'd say my favorite era is probably Windows 95 because I feel like I was about early teenager years at that point.
Windows 95. So like Cosmos Cosmic Adventure and Commander Keen, or is that Windows
I never knew
3.1?
Any of those. So my father was very anti-piracy because he was in the industry of, he was doing computer science in the 70s at the University of Utah. So he was always very, you pay your programmers. And
Makes sense.
So that's cool. Obviously none of us do that now, but.
Oh, I don't know, man. Have you seen what's going on with Silksong right now?
No, I don't even know what that is.
So have you played Hollow Knight at all? It's a new game.
Yep.
So they put out a new one. Hollow Knight 2 is called Hollow Knight Silksong.
Okay.
And people have been waiting for it for ages. It's an amazingly solid game. They're only charging, I think it's like 30 or 20 or something.
$20.
$20 for it.
My kid bought it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are, piracy forums and subreddits and whatnot, and all of them have more or less agreed, we're not pirating this one.
That's because it's so cheap.
Well, and because they're doing all of the things that we want game developers to do. They're not putting out day one DLC or season passes or loot crates. They just made a good, fully finished game, right? And released it for a reasonable price. And you can tell that they were passionate about making it. They didn't cut corners or, shoehorn any weird nonsense into it. They just made the best game that they could and then put it out at a good price. And so everybody aside from the AAA developers is really jazzed about it.
That's awesome.
And then of course all the gaming journalists are like finding reasons to be angry because
the community's like rallying. I'm like, that's what we need. The community rallying around these folks. I think that's great.
It's nice to see people finally voting with their wallets a little bit. You know what I mean? Like actually like, okay, we're not going to pirate this one. If you don't have it, I'll buy it for you. Like
that's so cool.
It makes me so happy. I need to get a physical copy, but they don't have any yet. So as soon as any console gets a physical Silksong, even though I'm hoping to have beaten it well before that, I'm going to buy it.
Cool.
But that's the kind of thing like, piracy is, it's kind of a hot button topic, and so is just emulation as well in general, because some people would say emulation is all piracy and some people would say it's not.
Yeah, I mean, preference.
Do you have a stance on that? Like, what are your thoughts on emulation?
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, it's preservation. It's not piracy. Now, if you can physically buy the game today, I think you should. I mean, even if that goes to the point of can you buy Contra on the Nintendo whatever store for the Switch? I feel like you should do it if you can, but otherwise, to me, it's preservation. And of course, I don't think it's wise to emulate like the Switch 2, for example, that's out brand new.
Right.
I feel like that is piracy, but when it becomes a legacy product,
do you think there's like a certain number of years before something's okay to emulate?
I think once it's commercially not viable.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's my thought. But
personally, like, obviously I'm not a lawyer, right? But from what I understand, I think if you physically own a copy of the game, you're allowed to emulate and have a ROM or whatever. And if you don't physically own a copy, it's illegal, but nobody gets prosecuted really for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
Every once in a while, some weird stuff comes up in the news. I saw some guy in Italy within the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Where he was selling those like bootleg handheld. And so
if you're selling hardware that's got the ROMs on there, I can see that happening. As far as my store goes, I don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I don't discourage people from emulating. I mean, when I was a kid, there were a lot of games that you could not play in English unless you had an emulator and a ROM hack with an English translation. Like the first time I played through Tales of Fantasia was I think it's the Bad Tomato translation patch of Tales of Fantasia on the Super Famicom. And that was amazing. And that's the kind of thing that could not exist without emulation, at least back in the day. But at the same time, like the last thing I want is any of Nintendo's lawyers looking at me for any reason.
Of course.
As a store. And so I get people who get really angry when I can't install mod chips into their original Xbox. They're like, it's so old. It's fine, right? But software patents last for 70 years. Did you know that? 70 years for a software.
No
yeah.
I had no idea.
It's insane.
And I could see that being a thing, like having a legit brick and mortar store like you do, like modding consoles. Yeah, I could see that being kind of a, if you're side hustling, cool.
There's a ton of people in Utah that do it. There's actually a guy that we banned from our store because he was buying games, ripping them, and then returning them to get something else to rip. Well, amongst other things. But, the whole reason he was doing it was because he was building a library of an Xbox that had all of the games already on it. And he was selling those for like $120 a pop or something back when Xboxes were still only like $70. And like, if it makes you money on the side and you're not hurting anybody, then I guess more power to you. But yeah, as a brick and mortar store, and especially one that has like kind of an online presence now and like trying to build our brand, the last thing I can afford is a cease and desist or like a, heaven forbid, a lawsuit. So I don't touch any of that with a 10-foot pole. And I think the same reason I don't touch any retro PC stuff at my store at all either, just because the whole, don't copy that floppy. It's a lot easier for piracy to get involved when it comes to PC games versus console games.
So I know you don't have like a big box PC collection.
I did.
You did?
Once upon a time, I personally did. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
It vanished in a move or something. I don't know where it went, but I had a big boxed Italian copy of Monkey Island 2. I had all the Warcraft and Starcraft stuff. I had I can't remember if it was a Doom 2. I think I had a cardboard box about this big stacked up like that. I had a couple copies of Shogo. If you've ever played that,
I've never played Shogo.
Shogo's a weird first-person shooter that has mech sections. So you go between first-person shooter and mech combat, and then your mech can also turn into a car. Kind of.
That sounds cool.
It's amazing, and it has multiplayer.
Okay. Yeah. That I'll have to look up the Shogo. We'll have to.
Shogo Mobile Armored Division. Yeah.
Rings no bells.
Oh, dude, you got to try it. But yeah, like just games that I came across, along the way. I collected them personally, but as a store, I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a hard time justifying like making a spot on the shelf and then also like, it is a floppy disk, and those degrade over time. And, PC games and piracy are a lot more intertwined than console games and piracy. So,
totally.
I don't know. There's a million different justifications, but I think mostly it's just that I don't think I could make money off of it.
It's a hard one. I know Tracy has a big stack because he's recently kind of picked up a few.
Mm-hmm. But from what he was telling me, they don't really sell for him.
Yep. And he's got some really good stuff, some LucasArts games and Sierra games that a lot of people are looking for, but they are very expensive.
Do you have any Sam & Max?
No Sam & Max.
Ah, I love
He's
Sam &
got
Max.
the Dig, but I think it's on the Macintosh, which is kind of unusual.
Okay. You got Number Muncher?
No, gosh, I know a legit copy. That's the kind of stuff that's always pirated, right?
Yeah.
Finding legit copies of that is really, really tough. One of the cool things that I got, and we were talking about some of my favorite PC games. I remember in school playing a game on the Apple II called, everyone's going to think Oregon Trail. That's not the game. It's called Car Builder.
Okay.
And it wasn't a sim, but it was digital creation of a car. You could actually zoom in and like pixel by pixel make it smooth as you could do, and then zoom it back out, add a motor and tires and different things. And then you could run a simulation track, like it would give you the quarter mile, 0 to 60.
That sounds
top
awesome.
Speed, but it would do it computer. You couldn't drive it. It would just,
it would run the sim and tell you what your stats are.
Yes. And I played that. I'm like, this is so cool. And JJ, who is, as you know, from the retro computing group, here in Utah.
I've met him once.
He's so cool. He had a legit copy for the Apple II.
No way.
And I was like, oh my gosh. He goes, yeah, I played it too. And I was dying. And he's like, if you want it that bad, you just need to take it. And
oh my God.
So here's what's cool, right? So I get home, I'm looking at it, and the label had fallen off, the glue of the original label. And I'm looking at it, and it says property of the Jordan School District, which was where I went to school. And I'm
no
like,
friggin' way.
I mean, it's probably, there's a billion schools, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I played this game. How cool.
My God.
How cool is that? So that's like one of my favorite things that I have in my collection. My uncle was, he was one of the founders of Novell Software.
Oh, wow.
And he helped develop a game called Snipes, which is what they used. This is like 1982, which is what they used to show. It was a game. Looks like Pac-Man, like a maze game, but it was a shooting game, and it would network. You could network the PCs together.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I have a physical copy of that was my father had. He just gave this to me maybe 2 years ago. And my uncle's like, he's like, I haven't seen one for years, because it has a weird little gate fold. It's beautiful. And he said, he's like, I said, how many copies do you think you made? Like legit copies. Cause there's piracy of it everywhere, but he's like, maybe 500. He goes, I don't even know if it was that many. So that's like a really weird one I've got in my collection. Stunts. Do you ever play Stunts?
I've never played Stunts. No.
So that's like hard driving. If you've ever played hard driving in the arcade. I have played
hard driving, yeah.
It's got the same track where you go on the loop-de-loop.
Okay. But
that one's cool because you could build your own track. That was when I played a ton back in like the 486 early Pentium days.
So you had a lot of car-related games in your childhood.
Dude, I love racing games.
Well, and you love cars too. I've seen what you drive these days. It's fancy, man.
Oh, my convertible?
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
Well, right on, man. So since you like car games so much, we should hook up some Rad Racer and get that going.
We should.
So for everybody out there, just so you know, we actually had Mark come to the studio to do some filming once upon a time. And we brought my PC-98, actually sold it to him that day. And we had him play Toho. So for all you weeaboos and anime nerds out there who know what Toho is, there's a lost episode because everything that could go wrong went wrong. We lost both cameras. We lost the game capture.
Audio, I think.
So
do we have the audio?
We didn't have the audio recording at first. And then we got about 20 minutes in and we're like, oh no, started the audio, completely started over.
That's right.
And then the camera shut off and we weren't sure where it shut off and we didn't have the monitors up. So I didn't know. And then we got all the way to the end and then we accidentally left the game capture on overnight and the computer went to sleep and we lost all of it. So that didn't happen. But Mark is back again being a good sport and,
I love it.
And redoing the episode with us. And this time, instead of trying to haul the PC-98 all the way up here, it's actually out for repairs right now, right?
Yep, we're working on, actually JJ just today gave me a list of stuff that I need to get. He's building for a GoTech, building an adapter. So I'll be
to make it actually work with the SCSI that they have in there.
Yeah, for like a floppy disk emulator. Do you know what a GoTech is?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's making
you put like the SD card in the front or USB or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's helping me get an actual adapter built for one. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah, because I had one that I hooked up to that PC-98 and I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And I don't know if it was something with the way that it hooks up on there or if the firmware that I flashed was wrong or whatever. But I ended up Who was it that you hooked me up with that helped me get an actual copy of DOS for that thing?
Travis,
yes, Travis was awesome. He came over to my house with a floppy disk that he had written a DOS 3.1, I think, or 3.0 installation to, formatted specifically in PC98 NEC DOS. And I was able to install DOS on that computer and then use that computer to format future disks.
Yes.
And then at the end of it, I was like, hey man, any chance that I could buy that floppy drive off you? Because he had like a USB floppy drive that was capable of doing the weird Japanese speeds that it needed. And he's like, you can just have it. I was like, no, dude, let me pay you for it. The people in the like retro computers specifically are so nice, dude. Such amazing people. But to get back on track,
we're getting in the weeds, aren't we?
It's okay. It's part of the fun.
This is the best part.
So we're gonna play some Rad Racer instead of Toho today, and it looks like you brought 2 different copies.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is a copy of Rad Racer, one of my favorite NES games of all time, because when we're kids, you have like 3 or 4 of them. This is interesting because on the back of the regular one, you get kind of the regular, scene. And then on this one, you have what's called the Daylight box variant. And if you look closely, it's...
Are they all crashing?
They're all crashing.
Like, and they're all on the same level.
It is the weirdest box variant ever. And yeah, so it's the same level. No car sitting there, and a great thing. I actually won this at one of Tracy's...
like an auction?
Yeah, he was doing an auction, and I think I paid $80 for it, and I would have paid $150 or $300. I don't even know. I was so amazing. Excited because I've never seen one.
Well, the other box is clearly the better one, but this it's got the meme factor to it. I'm assuming it's more rare.
Yes, and it's pretty expensive. I think I haven't looked at the pricing in forever, but $80 seemed to be a pretty screaming deal, 80 or 90 or whatever it was that I won it for. So,
all right, well, let's get you actually playing it and see if we can avoid all of the crashing. And it's going to be an adventure because I know you can beat this game, right? You said
I can beat it. There was a famous one of Gabe's game nights, as you remember, on what's it called? The movie The Wizard. You remember,
yes.
Remember how? Gosh, why can't I think of that guy? That D-bag's name. The blonde-haired kid that beats Rad Racer, the first.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With the power glove, the whole power glove. Mm-hmm. He beats the first level with the power glove. I'm telling you, that is impossible.
Okay, but you can actually beat Rad Racer. I didn't realize Rad Racer was a beatable game. I thought it just went until you lost.
So everybody's told me that. I was the only one I knew that beat it. When you had like 5 games, I spent tons of hours, and I did. I beat it. So it's been a long time. I was hoping to get a little practice in before we did this. I didn't. We'll see how far I get.
This is going to be extra rough because we're going to also continue having a conversation while you're trying to beat Rad Racer. And I've found over the last few months of running the show that's actually extremely difficult.
Did my camera just turn off too?
Why?
I don't know when.
Just now.
Oh, okay. All
right. So the stupid camera overheated because... That's what it does, I guess.
My face is so hot and beautiful.
So hot.
So, yeah, I think I'm cursed. We're calling this episode, 2.5, I think.
That sounds good to me.
Because about 1.5 last time, and then this will be episode 2. So,
yeah, and worst case scenario, I've got your audio. I don't know, just put audio only out if I have to. But I don't think we're going to have to resort to that. Yeah. So go ahead and start that game all the way over. Not that we got very far into it.
Nah, we just barely started it. We realized that the sound wasn't on. What's really cool, this has 3 songs with it, which I think are absolutely beautiful. So when you start, you can have no music, like we've got here.
Oh, and you press down to change the audio or the music?
Down.
Yeah.
So this is the first song. And you have to use up to go turbo. So
you hold it, right?
You have to hold it, which is, I'm going to tell you what, after a while, dude, your thumbs hurt so bad.
I believe. Well, once you get to 255, you don't have to hold it anymore. But
you do.
No, you don't.
Seriously?
Yeah. Once you're at 255, you can't go any higher. You just let go of the turbo and you stay there.
No way.
I only know that because I was testing it out before you got here to make sure everything would work.
God. This is going to be so hard.
Yeah, this game's already brutal hard as it is.
So I don't know how far we got, but we were talking a little bit about the wizard.
Yeah. So there was the kid who tried to beat this with the power glove. Yeah.
Lucas.
Okay. Yeah.
Think of his name.
And well, I mean, if you took the power glove and you just held it as a normal controller, you could do it. It's got that pad on the top. It's got all the buttons.
You could. He beat it with, in the movie, he beats it with his, what do you call it? With the sensors, right?
Moving your arms.
At one point, one of Gabe's game nights, I'm like, he had one hooked up, and I'm like, I have to beat this.
With the power glove?
With the power glove.
Oh my God.
On the first level, because that's all he did in the movie, right?
Right.
So
were you able to do it?
It took a long time. I absolutely did it.
Oh my God.
And I was so proud.
I'm proud of you too.
One of my proud moments. I can match Lucas and
actually beat the first level.
First level. Yeah. So I love the music in this game. Japanese, this game is called Highway Star, which I think is a cool name.
I did not know that.
I think I don't have a copy of it. I really need to get me a box copy on the Famicom, I think.
That'd be a good move. I can look for one when I'm over there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Bro, did I tell you that we decided we're going to drive this time instead of taking the train?
Really? No.
Yeah, so I got my international license, and we rented a car from a company that specializes in Tokyo Drift style cars.
Dude, no way.
We rented a Subaru BRZ S with a full STI body kit. I'll see if I can put a picture up, but it looks sexy, and I am terrified to drive that through the streets of Tokyo.
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
Dude, I have never driven on the left side of the road before.
Really?
Carl has, obviously, because he's British.
Okay.
And he's going to be going with me. He's also got his international license. And
so he can help you.
We're going to take turns, but honestly, I think we're going to be fighting over who gets to drive just because it's such a sweet car.
Dude, so what is it?
It's a Subaru BRZ, I think.
Never heard of it.
It's a little two-door, zippy little Subaru.
Okay.
They had a Skyline for rent, but it was about 10 times the price. The GTR. It was a nice, new GTR too.
I can already tell my thumb is killing me.
Oh man, this is gonna be an adventure.
It's gonna be awesome.
How many levels are there?
There's 8.
Okay.
I love this. This one is one of the most beautiful levels, and I love that it's the second one because
it's at night.
A lot of people can get through here.
Oh yeah, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty with the black background and the neon green?
Who made this? Was this like Namco or?
So here's the second song. This was actually made by Square.
No way.
It's made by Square.
I did not realize that.
The famous Final Fantasy folks. They made a game for the race, and I wish they would have kept going. I mean, they made Fighting Game, and they made Einhander, right?
Einhander was good, yeah.
For a shooter on the PS1.
I was never good at shooters, if I'm being honest with you. Shoot 'em ups. There's so many people that just absolutely adore shmups, but it's not really my cup of tea. I play Toho because it's weeaboo enough that I can survive it. And a couple of the weird ones like Captain Tomedy on the Neo Geo, I played that one on the MVS and I enjoyed that. But the legit hardcore shmups like Ikaruga and whatnot,
they're so hard.
Oh, there's no part of me that feels like, oh, I want to do that.
Oh, this game's hard.
Have you ever played any of the Don Don Pachi games?
Oh yes. So
those games are wild.
On Retro Asylum, we did a game club episode where we did the Dodon Pachi, and man, that game was so fun. I had it on is it the Saturn?
They made it on Saturn, yeah.
Yeah, so I had it on the Saturn and played it there and played the arcade version. It's such a good port.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so this game is they cut you off. It's so cheap.
Every now and then they'll be in a different lane and they'll just soon as you pass them.
Yeah, they zip right over on you. So the cool thing is the little arrows where you got S and G. That's the start and the goal.
That's your progress along the track.
And so that kind of gives you an idea of where you're at.
And then you got,
oh my gosh.
Oh, you got this. Now when I was practicing this, testing everything out to make sure it worked earlier, I failed the first level 4 times because I just kept completely getting flipped upside down. Total crash fest. And eventually I started to kind of figure out that slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yep.
The brakes are your friend.
And there's a few, I think level 8's pretty cheap where you cannot crash or you won't make it.
Well, I know even level 1, you crash twice, you're out, basically.
Yeah. It's a really tough game.
Depends on how hard you crash out, I guess. But it is beautiful, especially this level.
Yeah, I love this level. I remember just thinking, and then, if you pick the Ferrari, so you can pick a Ferrari or you can pick an F1 car, there's no difference. They play the same. But with the Ferrari, you get the different cars in each level. So like this is the Corvette level.
Okay.
The first one I think was Volkswagens.
Well, and then aren't the other cars different too? Or are they the same as you every time?
Nope. So those are Corvettes.
Okay.
And then you saw the Volkswagens in level 1. The next ones, there's something else.
Okay, but with the F1, it's just everything's
It's
just
all
F1
the same.
the whole way
That's
through.
right. So the only difference is it's always F1.
Why do you suppose they put that in there if they're going to be
No.
mechanically the same? I would have expected like the F1s would be like it goes faster, but then the other racers are assholes or something.
I don't know.
They're just the same.
They're exactly the same. It's just sprite swaps.
Oh.
I mean, what's fun if you want, you should open up the manual, take a look.
Can I?
Because it kind of shows the different cars, I think, in the manual. It's been a long time since I looked at them. Dude, my thumb is freaking killing me.
Already?
Oh,
dude, you got what, 6 more to go?
dude, I ain't going to make it.
Gonna be an adventure. All right, let's take a look at this manual here while you're doing level 3.
And I'm not sure what the cars are here.
Well, you handed me the one with all the crashes on it. I gotta be super delicate.
Oh, it's okay. I'm the kind of guy that thinks you got to get in and dig it.
Oh yeah, the last thing I want to do is rip this son of a gun.
Kyle Thompson gets all mad when you touch your label, so I always pretend like I lick him every time I go to his house. He hates it.
Kyle is one of my favorite people, but he has some very what's the word I'm looking for?
Idiosyncrasies? I don't know.
It's like he's got a little bit of the it really should be this way, please kind of mentality. You know what I mean? A little bit.
Yeah.
Love him to death, though.
Yeah, so we had one of our best friends, Eric, passed away back in 2019. Me, him, and Eric would do game nights a couple times a year where we would so much fun. And we used to tease Kyle all the time, touching his labels, and Kyle would be like, "Stop it! The oils will get it." And they're just like, "Dude,
the oils." Oh man!
And of course, as soon as you know that he hates something, you're gonna keep going on him.
The worst part is he's probably right.
No, he's dead on right. Oh my gosh!
Oh no!
That was my first crash.
There's your first crash out. Okay, so yeah, stage 1 was the VW Bug. Stage 2 was the Corvette. You're in a Citroen right now. Citroen.
I don't know what that is.
Citroe with the umlaut N. Citroen.
Okay.
And
so
then
it must be a European car.
It's a German car, I think.
Okay.
And then next stage is going to be the Mercedes-Benz. Oh, and then you get that Lamborghini.
Yeah, level 5.
Mm-hmm. Level 6 is going to be the Lotus. Ooh.
So what's cool about, or not cool, what sucks about this game is by level 3, which is where we're at, if you're hitting top speed and you hit the back of this car, or back of an enemy or opponent, I guess you want to call it.
It slows you way down, right?
It'll flip. You'll flip your car if you hit them going top speed or fast enough. Once you hit this level 3.
Okay, so before that, it doesn't do that.
Yeah, 1 and 2, I don't. I think you can hit full tilt without flipping. Maybe 2 you can. I feel like it was this level.
Dude, you are killing it, though. We're going to jinx you, though.
My freaking thumb, dude, is killing me. I can't believe how hard, because I feel like you have to push so hard.
You need one of those NES Max joysticks.
No, they're the worst. I had one as a kid, and playing this game was like impossible. And now they're blocking me in. You can't get around them.
Yeah, but you got plenty of time, so as long as you don't crash, you'll be all right. That's the catch, right? It's like
kind of.
If you sweat your time too much, then you crash.
But you can go too slow.
Yeah, but on stage 3, you think?
Yeah, it's probably pretty safe. So, I mean, you can see I'm pretty conservative. Look at that guy flipping around. He's going all over the place.
Yeah, he's a wild card.
I'm right to the end. You've got 1 arrow left. This is it.
I believe in you. Yes. Oh, yeah. See, 11 seconds left. Yeah, and that's with a crash.
That's with a crash.
Yeah, so
that's not bad.
Okay, so stage 7 is Porsche.
Okay.
And stage 8 is a Testarossa. Isn't Testarossa?
They're the Ferrari on the
The
outrun.
Ferrari, yeah. Okay.
So I think, is it a 308 that this guy is?
Dude, I would love a dope, like, fast car, but even if I was independently wealthy, I couldn't do it because I would get in trouble.
Oh,
I have no self-control.
I thought maybe you were saying, I dropped the controller.
You're gonna need that.
Yeah, probably. I thought you were saying that you didn't want to do it just because they're so expensive and you'd feel bad if you wrecked it or something.
If I had $1 billion to my name, I would probably not get my dream car just because I would go to jail. I would go to jail within a week. I have no self-control. I had to sell my zippy fast motorcycle yesterday.
Oh wow, just yesterday.
Just yesterday I sold it and got a couple little scooters that I like physically cannot get in trouble in because they
just don't go fast enough.
They'll get up to like 45 if you give them advance notice, 2 to 3 business days, like make sure that they know that you want to get there and then let them get there when they want to. But one of them it's a little Honda Monkey. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Never heard of it. No.
It's basically a Honda Grom, 125cc little guy, but with a different body style. It looks a little bit more classic, almost looks like a little like cruiser, or even like a cruiser's not the right word. A little bit like
a little muscly.
No, not at all. It's hard to explain. I'll put up a picture for people if they want to see it. And then I got a Honda Navi as well, which like.
So why did you buy 2?
So I'm trying really friggin' hard to peer pressure my girlfriend into going on rides with me.
Okay.
And she didn't want to do it, but we've actually scheduled. I'm going to go take her to Cycle Gear on Tuesday. Okay. And get her some gear so she can at least go
like
on
a
rides.
Helmet and jacket.
Yeah, helmet, jacket. She's probably gonna want something for her knees too, just to be on the safe side. Because her sister lives out in Hawaii and drives a scooter around all the time. And every now and then she'll send us like pictures of like, oops, I fell off the scooter and looks rough.
I can see why she's like, I don't know that I want to do that.
Dude, she's terrified I'm gonna get run over or something. And I just have to like reassure her, like, I'm all the gear all the time, first of all, so I'm gonna do my best to stay protected, but also like I'm pretty good at it at this point. I'm a little bit I'm a little bad at keeping it under 100. That's the problem. Ooh, yeah. Especially on the freeway. Yeah. That MT-09 that I used to have, it really didn't like to go under 100. It felt wrong.
Felt like you're going too slow?
I felt, 100 feels like 30 on that thing.
To be fair, I feel like on our freeways, I mean, if you're doing 80, you're going about the same speed as everybody. You're going under 80, you better be in the middle or slow lane, It's like,
I feel like on our freeways here, people don't pick a speed and stick with it. People will ride your tail at 85 and be like, go faster, go faster.
There you go.
No.
See how fast that car came up on me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got 25 seconds.
I believe in you. You're almost there. No, people will ride your tail at 85 miles an hour and like, move, I gotta go. And then as soon as you do, they'll just slow way down to like 70. And it's like, what are you doing, man? I can't tell you how many times I've rubber banded back and forth. Like I pass somebody, then they pass me, then I pass somebody, and they pass me. And the only reason is because I've got my cruise control set to 75, and they just have no idea what speed they want to go.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no, that's it, dude.
That was it. Okay.
No, it's not game over though, right? Because from what I understand, a little bit of a secret.
I can hack the planet.
Can hack the Matrix.
My gosh,
how does it work?
So, when you go back to the main screen, if you look at see the little speedometer. And I'm pushing the B button to go. So that's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
the little
7,
dots.
8. Yeah.
The tachometer.
That's right. So to go back to level 4, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold up and right, so diagonal, and then just hit start, and then boom. Level 4.
Well, that's super easy.
I checked it because I was like, is that still a thing? And I couldn't remember.
Well, it's not like they patched it out.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember. I was like, I couldn't remember the actual code.
And it's like, just up.
And so so we found it. I figured it out. Of course, there's always Google.
Okay.
My memory worked.
But yeah, I'm not good enough at racing to do it, and I don't have enough time and money to go on the track. And also I definitely don't have the right physical build for the track.
Are you talking about on like a bike, like to go like on one of
just zip around as fast as you can? I would definitely push it too far and lay my bike down.
Have you ever thought about going out to the salt flats?
Yes. But I would be terrified to take a street bike out on that salt just because those tires, they're not. I would go down in a heartbeat, man. I had a hard time even on Antelope Island on the parts where it's dirt road.
Yeah.
It was just like trying to come out from underneath me.
So you'd have to get special tires or something to feel more comfortable.
I'd bring a dirt bike out there, maybe,
Yeah, I gotcha.
I bring my truck out there, though. That's always fun because it's got the 4-wheel drive, so I don't have to worry as bad about it getting stuck. If it does get stuck, though, do you know how much a tow off of the salt flats costs if you get stuck out there?
I can't even imagine.
It's $500.
Just probably because you got to get somebody out there, right?
Well, no, there's a place right there.
Oh, really?
That does it. They specialize in it. What a
racket.
But they're not bringing a tow truck out. They're bringing a snowcat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I hate this angle. So it's
you can't see.
It makes it like you're trying to go up a hill. It doesn't make you go slower or anything. It's a cool effect when you're thinking of it like as an 8-bit game. But dude, it goes up like that, and I just feel like it's so cheap because the cars are coming so fast at you.
Well, yeah, and they'll just hit you out of nowhere before you even see them coming. You know what this game kind of reminds me of? One that I played a lot as a kid. Have you ever played Lamborghini American Challenge?
No, I've heard of it.
I absolutely loved that game.
Is that a PlayStation 1 game?
No, it was. I had it on PC, but apparently it also came out on Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah. However, the Super Nintendo version, you have to choose at the beginning of the game if you want sound effects or music.
That is classic British or Amiga gaming programming, because they would, and it's such a shame, and that's the complaint for a lot of people in the Amiga community. It's like you can either pick sound or music, and you're like I want both.
I want both. I need the sound effects and I want the music.
Yeah. So,
but there's a couple of games that are like that though. That like on PC, there's sound and music at the same time, but as soon as you move it to console, you have to pick. Have you ever played Humans on the Sega Genesis or PC?
I've never played Humans. I've always wanted to give that one a run.
It's got a real good sense of humor, but that's one that like if you play it on the Sega Genesis, you have to pick sound or music. You don't get both. Definitely worth playing it on DOS. That's the way to do it.
I have to give that one a shot.
Yeah, Humans is great. It gets a little bit slow and annoying because it's at its core it's a puzzle game, and they ramp up the intellectual difficulty of it each level. So it starts off pretty straightforward. Stack your humans up into a stack, and then whoever can make it into the exit gets out. Right.
So is it kind of like Lemming? I mean, have you played Lemmings?
I love Lemmings, but it's.
I mean, Lemmings, you're making the Lemmings go to you're causing them to go to an exit, but I mean, this is similar but different.
The Lemmings walk constantly, right? And you have to give them different jobs.
Yeah.
Whereas with humans, you have a set number of humans that you start with, and then you can take turns controlling one at a time. You can switch to which one you're controlling, and they can do things like they can make like a human pyramid and stack each other up so you can get to high places. You get a spear later on that you can use to brandish or to throw it to kill stuff, or you can use it as like a pole vaulting stick to jump across longer gaps.
Okay.
Then later on, they do a little cutscene where humans discover fire.
No.
And you can use a torch to like scare off dinosaurs that are trying to eat you and things like that. Then they invent the wheel, and you can use that to go really quickly down ramps and then jump across. And then you get witch doctors who can turn your humans into things like a rope or whatever, or a wheel or a torch. So there will be certain puzzles where you need an item, but the game doesn't actually provide you with that item. You have to use the witch doctor to transform one of your humans into the item you need. However, they do this really fun thing where if one of your humans is riding on a wheel,
Okay.
and he rides in front of the witch doctor, rides past the witch doctor, he will roll over the witch doctor's toe. The witch doctor will, like, he's like, oh, you ran over my toe. He gets angry, and then he instantly turns whoever was riding the wheel into a rope.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, you don't get a choice on that one. So you got to make sure you move.
Oh, that was so
that
cheap.
That guy came out of nowhere, man.
And I'm like 12 seconds.
Oh, how far are you from the checkpoint?
I'm close.
And this is level 5?
This is the 5th. So this is kind of like the other level. So this is LA. Oh, I made it.
Oh,
look,
yeah, 50
see how
seconds.
fast they come?
Okay, you got to really focus now. You got to lock in. No crashing left.
Yeah, I can make it.
I believe in you. Yeah, I could go on and on about DOS games I played as a kid, man. Like, and the thing was, most of what I played were shareware demos.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play the full versions of most of these games.
That's just what we had.
Humans I had for the full version, but like,
Cool.
I remember they used to do these pop-up tents in the Walmart parking lot where people were unscrupulously selling like $10 copies of shareware demos. And so I played through the shareware demo of Doom more times than I can count, but I've only beaten Doom 1, like the whole version, once as an adult.
Look at this guy going back and forth.
You almost got wrecked there, bro. You got to watch it.
Look at this back and forth. Oh my gosh.
You passed him now. You 6 seconds. I don't know if you're going to make it.
I'll make it.
But we had this problem where we didn't know any better. And so, like, my parents would get bamboozled.
Come on.
Roll it
it's
in.
right there.
Roll
it's
it
right
in.
there.
Yeah. Okay, now you gotta really
Dude,
hit it.
yeah, I got him 40 seconds.
But yeah, we would get bamboozled by unscrupulous people all the time. We had a shareware demo of Cosmos Cosmic Adventure, which is crazy because that shareware demo was easily 10 to 15 hours of content, and it was just
cool.
the first third of the game. Demos now are like 15 minutes, And then we had a demo of One Must Fall. I think it was 2047 or 2049 or something like that. It's a fighting game, one-on-one fighting, Street Fighter style, but you're all giant mechs.
Okay.
And the mechs were rendered in 3D and then converted into 2D sprites, kind of Donkey Kong style, which was kind of fun.
Look at that.
You did it, bro.
There,
3 seconds.
Man, even wrecking. All right, so I'm on. They got 3 levels left.
Can you do it?
I don't know. I know. So what's interesting? Well, not interesting, as we all know, as older gamers, that these were old school hard. I didn't know the cheat code back in the day. Mm-hmm. So when you die or you crash,
you start all
back.
the way over. Yeah.
So these first levels I played 1 billion times, but to beat the game and to learn the tracks and the mechanics,
you have to do all 8 in a row without any failures. Yeah.
Until I found the cheat code, and then I'm like, as an adult, I'm like,
okay, but did you beat it without the cheat code as a kid?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. So we're getting close.
I believe in you, man.
Right here.
Stretch it backwards.
Dude, it's the worst.
You gotta undo what you just did.
The cramping is the worst. But
there it goes again. The camera just died again.
That's so weird.
This is gonna be the death of me, bro.
Dude, right? But
and it's only this one.
We're just gonna keep rolling though, right? You can edit through this, or not edit. Just keep it rolling. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's just frustrating because these are both the exact same model of camera. They're both Sony ZV-1s.
One's a silver, a white model, and one's a black model. There's really no difference between the two.
100% the same exact model.
That's so bizarre.
I don't know. I got this one off of eBay, so maybe that's the difference. I bought that one new and this one used. Maybe that's it. But I mean, at some point, I'm going to have to upgrade the cameras to something that has actual swappable lenses or something. I don't know. Depends. I think these have been good.
They're beautiful cameras. I mean, like I said, I've watched all your episodes on, and
it looks clean, right?
I watch YouTube on my 65-inch television.
Yeah.
I'm not one to watch it on my computer or my phone. That's just
a little tiny screen.
Yeah. Well, and for me, it's like my, oh my gosh.
Oh, right off the bat.
Yeah. I may have to start this one over because that was rough. But we'll see if we can make it.
We're gonna have to go over time on this one. I'll stay late for it if you'll stay late for it.
We'll get it. We'll beat it, even if I have to, quote unquote, save state through it. Come on, baby.
Are you gonna make?
I love the coasting.
It lets you roll.
It lets you roll, and I'm gonna hit it right here. It's right there.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? And so it's like, okay, focus.
But if you have like 2 or 3 seconds left when you hit that, you have 2 or 3 seconds extra that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah,
so.
and it lets you roll. I just think that's such a cool feature. Like that to me is neat as opposed to like pole position. which is
it just stops.
Just stops, and you're out. Time is time.
Real talk though, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? As far as a race goes, like on the honor system, you got to take your foot off the gas once the time runs out.
And they roll.
But as a game mechanic, I think it adds that extra little bit of like, oh come on,
Yeah, and right there, I mean, I was so close to dying or having to end the race, and boom, here I am.
You got 2 seconds left.
Go.
Oh, no. I don't think you have enough speed to make it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, bummer, dude.
That was close.
Is that? Oh.
It's gonna show me right in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
It's okay. I'll try again.
It's okay. This is you got 3 levels to beat. I believe in you.
Try again.
Just get right back into that level. I love it. You said it was up to change and then up right start or right start?
So B is what changes the...
B changes it.
And then, then you push the diagonal upright.
And then start or A or whatever.
Just start, yep.
Okay.
It's just an interesting little cheat code they put into it so that, I'm guessing for testing and...
Yeah, I mean, that's why most cheat codes are there is for...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude.
Look, but it put me right in the middle, so that's good. It gets me right back in it quick.
That's good. So yeah, you gotta really get this, man.
And you gotta bear with me. So we're recording on a weeknight, and I did double shifts today. So I've worked
you fucking didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Well, not double shift. So because I'm down here, I was like, I'm gonna see if I could work my job number 2, which I did. And it's fine.
Is job number 2 the one at the archery place?
No, that's my original.
That's your main job.
That's my main job.
What's job number 2?
So I work at Yesco, and they make huge signs.
Signs, right? Yeah.
And I'm a painter, so that's what I've been doing my whole life. Painting by trade. I did automobiles, and I've done cabinetry.
That's awesome, man.
Ski goggles for Smith Optics. You ever heard of Smith?
You paint ski goggles?
Oh yeah.
What do you just on the outside rims or whatever?
The frames, yeah. So I did that for so many years. I opened the shop for a molding company.
Okay.
That molded the goggles and clear coated them, painted them, did hydrographics.
Okay.
Which also led me to do stuff for buck knives.
Is hydrographics the thing I see on TikTok all the time where they like dip it into like
yes.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for years, and the cool thing about Hoyt, which is the archery company, is we do. Oh my gosh,
that guy is such a jerk.
Oh, he's so rude.
He wants your bones,
yeah,
dude.
He does, dude. It's like Utah driver. This is probably Utah.
It's all snowy.
All snowy.
See all those mountains.
Looks just like it.
But Utah drivers aren't aggressive. They just don't pay attention.
That's fair.
Yeah. These guys are.
Oh my gosh.
They are straight up blocking you.
Yeah. It's like I said, this game, because I had the patience as a kid to learn it and kind of learn the way that the cars function and move. It's still cheap. Like, look, what was that?
That 100%.
So cheap. Okay, come on. I'm out of time.
1 second, but you're going fast. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're good. You're good. Just no more crashes, and you got this.
Oh my gosh.
You got this. That's not a crash. They really ramp up how many dudes you come across.
Yeah, and of course you pass them and they just keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't allow you to go too slow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, where's he going?
I'm running out of time. I can't get around him.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Push it. Push it. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, 6 seconds.
Oh my gosh, I'm out of time.
Are you going to be able to get enough speed before that? Oh, that turn it shaved off so much of your speed.
Oh, come on. It's right there. It's right there.
Did you?
I got it.
That counted, right?
That's a win.
That counted?
That's a win. How cool is that? I mean,
just barely coasted it in.
I was like,
you were like 30 kilometers an hour there.
It's starting already. I was going to stretch my thumb out. We'll just go for it.
Okay, we got 2 left, right? We're on 7.
So we are on 7. These are the Porsches. They kind of look like the Volkswagens, but not. Yeah, so what's cool with my job now is we still do hydrographics on the handles for like camo and, they're outdoors archery. Hoyt is awesome. It's a worldwide brand. I mean, if you ever watch the Olympics.
I've seen it around, yeah.
Hoyt's everywhere, and there's one Hoyt in the world, and it's here in Salt Lake.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And these are the Lotuses that you're racing against here.
I think these are the Porsches, no?
No. The Porsche was the last Was it? Am I crazy? I'm not going to pull the booklet back out. We can just roll the tape back. Either these are the lotuses or the ones before were the lotuses, but then the last one's the Testarossa. That's next level.
That's right, the Testarossas. That level 8 might take me a couple of goats. That sucker's brutal.
I'm pretty sure Porsche was level 6.
Could be.
I think so. Oh, he's being a douche nozzle again.
Come on. But my main job is I'm a production manager, so I run 3. Damn it.
Oh, see, that's what happens. You try to talk.
I can't. Yeah, dude, this is brutal.
I got to carry the conversation so you can focus. So,
but yeah, I run 3 paint departments.
3 paint departments. That's crazy, dude. And so it's like it's industrial painting. It's not like like getting in there with the little brush and putting fine details. You're doing make sure everything coats on properly and comes out smooth.
And high volumes and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have very little to no experience with that. I did work at a factory for a little while where they were building bumpers for Chevy, no, the GM. They were building the Canyon in Colorado, and there was a period of time where they were having trouble with what do they call it? Orange peeling.
Okay.
On the paint, so it was coming out it was like orange peel texture, and they had me go into this other factory than the one I normally worked at, and go through and just be like, set these ones aside, just go through it, look, is it good or bad, pass it or fail it. But yeah, that's the closest thing I have to experience with paint at all. Well, unless you count Warhammer.
Painting your little figurines?
I did a couple of them. I wasn't the kind of guy that would go through and hand paint each and every single one of them, but I had a couple of favorites that I really went hard on. And I was a Warhammer 40K Orc fan, so I liked the simplicity of the DACA, if you will.
That's awesome.
The Orcs don't have such the same level of complication in their rules that some of the other races have. Have you ever played Warhammer at all?
Never.
It's a very interesting game. You can really you can learn a lot about your friends if you can get them to play it with you, because
as far as what, like the strategy they use, or
no, if they suck to be around or not. Very quickly, because they will do things like building an army that's just barely within the point cost that somehow has like this one rule that you don't know about that makes them completely unbeatable. You know, I once I was playing with this one guy, and we were doing a small like 400 point army, and like for reference, I think it's like normally maybe I got the points wrong. Either way, it was like we were doing like 1/10 of the size of a normal army, like a little tiny squad, right?
Okay.
And he was playing this race called the Tyranids, and he did this thing where he had just 4 dudes, right? And I had like 5 or 6 orcs, and he would have one of his dudes stay back, and then the other 2, the other 3, the other ones came out and attacked me, right? Okay. And my orcs killed him, and I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And then I started heading towards his last dude, and he's like, "Okay, well, because you didn't kill this one, and these are Tyranids, these guys respawn forever and ever and ever until you kill this one that's all the way at the back here that you can never get to because these ones keep respawning." I'm like,
dude.
Okay, we're not friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend time with you. I don't want to know anything about you. You're not a good person. You know?
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Because he knew I was new to the game too, and he's like, "Let me do the most douchebaggery thing that I could possibly do to make sure that I win."
So he's like, it's not cheating, but it's like, I'm just gonna cheat and think it's hilarious, and
well, yeah, that's
be
the
like,
thing.
I'm never gonna play this game again, and you suck the worst. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I wasn't even watching my time.
Can you roll it in? Can you roll it in?
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. This game is, I have not played this for a few years, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And so you got a little rust around the edges?
For sure. But like, man, because the first flag on this level I barely got. Or I mean, I ran out of time.
You run out of time on every checkpoint so far, I think.
Yeah.
So you got to really make sure that when you get to that last one, when you get 39 seconds from now, that you're at full speed, just absolutely hammering that pavement.
And it's hard to do it because the cars like that, you can't bump into them or it really slows you down.
Right, it messes you up pretty bad, and especially if you're turning at all, it just throws you off into the tree.
Yeah, this game is so hard.
Brutal, dude.
Come on.
But yeah, I love playing games with people, socially. I love playing video games with my friends. I love playing board games and like tabletop, D&D, that kind of thing.
You do the poker nights.
The poker night.
Tell us about the poker nights, because I've come to one or two of them.
Yeah. I guess I can give people a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. I usually invite people that, oh, dude, you're not going fast enough. Not even nearly fast enough. Dang it, man.
Dude, I'm right there, too. I know I'm right there.
Let's see what it says.
Yep, that was on the last turn. I bet another. Oh man, I haven't wrecked. So again, so you can see I'm going slow. I'm trying to take my time, and this game is so hard.
So why don't we skip to the last level? We'll give it one try, and then we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, it is getting long. It's getting long in the tooth.
No, it's okay, man.
It's awesome,
dude. Like I said, this is hard mode. Anytime you try to play a game on the show, it's always twice as hard because we're trying to carry a conversation at the same time, and that drastically increases the difficulty. But I'll give people the rundown what I do at my place. We do get-togethers at my house where I invite people that have been longtime friends in the retro gaming community. All the people that we mentioned earlier, and people I've met since then. Some of the regulars at my store, some of the resellers. I always invite all of the other game store owners that I know that I've actually talked to in person. And sometimes some of them show up. But yeah, we just get together and I mix drinks for people. We do karaoke in the basement. There may or may not be some friendly Texas Hold'em going on upstairs. But honestly, I call it poker night, but poker is really just kind of a sideshow. It's not the reason for the season. It's really just to get together and geek out about video games and catch up with what's going on in our lives. Because now that we're all in our 40s and up, I think there's a couple of 20 and 30-year-olds in the group, but the group's aging.
Dude, we're getting old, getting long in the tooth.
A little bit, man. And so it makes it hard for us to get together all the time and keep on top of what's going on. And not to mention, a lot of people are really, we used to keep in touch over Facebook pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And I cut Facebook and all other social media completely out of my personal life. I just use it for the store, and it's made my life so much better.
I was going to say, tell me how that's affected you. That's amazing.
Dude. It's been so long now that I almost don't even remember what it was like being addicted to Facebook and whatnot. I never got into Twitter, thank God, because that is, let's just say, it's rage fuel. Oh, dude.
This game is
That was the second checkpoint.
Check it one more time?
Yeah, give it one more try.
All right, give me more.
But yeah, no, cutting social media out has been really good for me. I just feel more engaged in real life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it has been hard not being in contact with my family unless I call them.
Yep.
Or not knowing what's going on with some of the group members unless I reach out to them directly. And that's a little bit harder because I have to message my friends and be like, what are you up to? Are you guys doing? Can we hang out? Can we go to the range? I got to do events at my house and get people to come over. But there's something about social media in general that it drastically increased my anxiety levels on a regular basis.
Okay.
And it's not like I was consciously worried what people were thinking of me or whatever. But if I posted anything, even no matter how stupid or little it was, I'd go back and check that over and over and over again
to see if somebody looked at it or liked it.
Yeah. What do people think? Did anybody saying anything? Do my friends like me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's oh my gosh.
This brutal.
It's just the worst.
And I don't have that stress in my life anymore because the store is enough stress. My kid and my ex-wife, who is his mom, that's enough stress by itself to last a lifetime. And so with those two together, I don't need more stress on top of that. Sure. You know what I mean? That's enough.
Well, I lost my hair. I love that you found a balance. I think that with everything, I think you got to take things in moderation. And it's if I can go a week without looking at Facebook, oh my gosh. Oh no, I got it in the dirt.
15 seconds, dude.
Come on. Dude, my thumb is killing me. Okay, come on. Get around these fools.
No pain, no gain, bro.
I'm out of time. Get out of my way.
You gotta go so fast. Oh,
I got it.
did you?
Oh, so close.
Where is it at? No, it's not.
I bumped that guy, dude.
That's what got you. All right, let's go ahead.
We're gonna call it.
We're gonna call that.
I'm gonna have to yield. I'm not the master of Rad Racer.
It's been a minute, but you can brush off the dust. Get that rust off of there.
I'm gonna have to practice this one more and get a little better at these later stages because I'm pretty good with like 1 through 5. Pretty solid.
Okay, so then you got to have it ready for poker night. I'll let you know when we're doing it. It's going to be soon, hopefully.
Okay,
so
cool.
I just have to. The problem that I've been having with scheduling that is that there's always somebody who can't make it, no matter when I schedule it for, and I don't want to be in a position where I have to like pick who can go based on the schedule, you know. And that's been hard because you know some of my favorite people like Court Butterfield, right? He has very, very limited gaps in his schedule. He's doing convention after convention after convention.
Yeah.
And like Chris Wilsted is one of my best buds.
He works nights, right?
Well, he works every other weekend.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he's working nights right now. He goes back and forth between nights and days, but he's nights and every other weekend, which makes that extra hard. So if Court's free time happens to line up with Chris's work schedule, then I end up in a position where I have to pick one or the other, and I want them both to be able to be there, you know, and that's tough. And so I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to find a solution where everybody wins and everyone can be there, but I'll keep you in the loop on that.
Cool. Yeah. I always try to come, and I've always, with wife and 4 kids and 2 jobs, and it makes, and having a house, like the stress of everything is real, right? So.
No, I feel that, man. 100%. Well, let's go ahead and give our little outro here.
Awesome.
So this episode, just like every other episode, is brought to you by Game Changerz. That's Game Changer Z at the end there. That's my store. It's pretty cool. I like it.
I love your store. I was there right before we came here.
Yes. And, you can always check us out at gamechangers.com. And, as always, thanks a bunch for, being the person that you are, doing the things that you do. And for tonight, thanks for joining me on the show. I really had a lot of fun chatting with you.
Oh, dude, me too. And I'm so glad we finally got it done.
Yeah.
And what a cool thing you're doing. I think this is really neat to showcase how cool I think Utah is and how tight our community can be.
It really is an amazing community. So we're going to keep it rolling. I've got at least 15 other people that I've already been trying to get on the schedule. I'm only doing one a month, so it'll be a couple of years before we get through all of the ones that I've already got on my list. But there's just that many amazing retro game related people in Utah, and so it's going to be an adventure.
Can't wait.
Awesome.